Welcome to week 4 of Faith That Feels Real. I'm Pastor Chad from the Jesus Table. And somewhere along the way, many of us picked up the idea that if our faith was strong enough, we wouldn't feel like giving up. Maybe it's the influence of the American dream or just the comfort of our culture, but there's this unspoken belief that faith should give us everything that we want. But when I read the Bible, I don't see that message. In the book of Hebrews, there's a chapter that highlights people who trust in God. It talks about Noah and Abraham and Moses and many others. It's often called the Hall of Faith. And we usually focus on the victories they saw, but the chapter ends with a big reality check. It tells us about others who had strong faith, but their lives didn't end in comfort or success. They were mocked, beaten, imprisoned, and even killed. Let's look at Hebrews chapter 11. Starting in verse 35, it says, "But others were tortured, refusing to turn from God in order to be set free. They placed their hope in a better life after the resurrection. Some were jeered at and their backs were cut open with whips. Others were chained in prisons. Some died by stoning, and some were sawed in half. And others were killed with swords. Some went about wearing skins of sheep and goats, destitute and oppressed and mistreated. They were too good for this world, wandering over deserts and mountains, hiding in caves and holes in the ground. All these people earned a good reputation because of their faith, yet none of them received all that God had promised. For God had something better in mind for us, so that they would not reach perfection without us." The writer says they were too good for this world. And here's the part that stands out. They didn't get everything they had hoped for in this life, but God had something better in mind for them. The point is this: some of God's most faithful people experience miracles, but others face loss and pain. Faith isn't measured by comfort, achievement, or how easy life feels. And maybe right now you feel worn down, like life keeps hitting you from all sides. That doesn't mean your faith is weak. Sometimes it's in our weakness that our trust in God actually grows the most. I once heard someone say the grass grows greenest in the valley because that's where the water runs. Not much grows on the mountaintops. I'm from Colorado, I know that for a fact. But the valleys can be full of life. So here's the question for this week: where does your faith feel thin right now? And how might God still be working in that place?